What I personally did for myself back in the days, like I created this entire document, uh, put that somewhere. You should look at it like 1 or 2 times a day, and believe it or not, call it like whatever, but in 3 years, I hit all of those things, right? And that's why it's not just like cool just to define your 1 year targets, but also your 5 year goals as well, what exactly you want to achieve. So scroll down, and yeah, basically mapping your identity is very, very important. Again, it might seem like, is that really necessary? Trust me, it is, because a lot of times I talk to some business owners who are like, I have reached X amount of goal for myself, right? Now what? Now I don't feel motivated to go and work harder. So the point is that because you haven't recreated this vision map of yours, you haven't set new standards for yourself, you haven't redefined the goals for yourself, and you're not constantly challenging yourself enough to really reach that level. So for me, it was to have a great team, live in a great place, be a CEO of a great company, and yeah, so scrolling down. And then it's also important to define your characters that you will need to actually have in order to reach that particular goal. The initial Rohan was just like, I'll be a digital marketer, right? And I will just, do marketing and just make a lot of money. But then later on that I realized that in order to reach that next level, I need to be a great manager. And that required a completely different skill and a completely different personality. So I had to evolve myself and really change my character. And after that, the next stage that I had to reach was leadership, right? Because now I had managers who had managers, and then they had people, right? So the point is, leading a team and being responsible for like the families of so many people, you have to just be another character. And then not just those people, but also being responsible for the families of so many clients who have trusted us for this particular opportunity, right? So every time you're evolving, and you need to be able to do this, because if you don't, you can't reach your goal, whatever you want to become, by being the same person you are right now. You have to be different, you have to evolve. So scrolling down. So yeah, and then also always just thinking about future is not good. Also reminding yourself about your achievements. So back in the days, this was my biggest achievement, right? That in a month I had made this much money. This is me, 22 or something. But point is that if you just keep, telling yourself, I will watch podcasts, and then all that other person is doing that much, and I just need to keep doing that, and not remind yourself about how grateful you should be for the things that you have already done, and at least be proud, not satisfied, you will always be in a very bad position, and not just like appreciate things. So yeah, point is, scroll down. You also need to have like some convictions as well. For example, why are you doing a business anyway? Why not just do a 9 to 5 job? Like, why do you want to lead a team? Why do you want to, let's suppose you want to reach 100 CR, whatever your goal is. Why? Do you have that crystal clear? If not, how would you articulate that to your team? How would you articulate that to your, how will you buy other people to the vision to work with you? Because think about this, what's the opportunity cost of the talent available in the market? They can go apply for a job at Google. What will be, why should they, join your organization, right? So we can't just say that I'll just offer you more money. You need to be a completely different person in order to be able to attract that kind of talent who wants to work. So yeah, and the same, like, why do you want to even be healthy? Why do you want financial necessity, right? Why do you want meaningful relationships? Why are you doing all this in the first place? Because until you don't define that, and I just make you do like an Excel sheet with like, here are some fancy numbers, let's go achieve them. Nobody's going to do that, because if we could, we all know what to do, right? Spend more money on ads, do some more calls, scale the team, take risks. But why are we not doing it? Because of this, right? So that's what I personally think. And then what skills, last thing that you have to do. So you have defined what your goal is. You know you're grateful for what you currently have. But now you're changing your behavior to become this new character. What are the skills that you will have to learn? For example, as I already told you, I was good at marketing, but it was important for me to learn management. Then it was important for me to learn leadership, right? And keep evolving at every level. So I took courses, I took mentorship, I bought books, I read, and at every stage, I evolved myself in order to have those necessary skills. And I'm not saying like I'm perfect or something, like I have a lot to learn, right? However, what I'm saying is this is what I did for myself. If this helps you, do this exercise. It'll take you one whole day. Just block out your day, right? Go to an Airbnb, book a 5-star hotel, whatever you're comfortable with. Put your phone on airplane mode and just tell your family members, like, I just need some time. Let me just reflect. Okay. And Bill Gates actually does that. Like, he's a billionaire, right? He does that every quarter, right? For one whole week, he'll just book like a place, isolate it, and just reflect, right? So for you personally, just take one day if you can't take a week. Think about all these things that I just said. Jot them down. Talk about why exactly you want to do all these things, and then you'll be in a much better position to do the goal formation exercise that we're about to do now. All right, is this helpful? Cool. And then, of course, you can work on your behavior and what exactly you'll have to do in order to map it out. For example, time to time, exactly what you'll have to do. In addition to that as well, if you scroll down, Jen, what you also have to do is take care of your environment. There was a business owner I used to talk to once, and he was doing like crores, right? And every now and then I would hear like a cat screaming in the background, right? Or like some neighbor's door just like, dhak, 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 avaz, right? And then I would see his like desk and like it's all shabby and stuff. And, everything's like very chaotic. And the place that he's living in, it's literally for the kind of money he was making. Like it was like very weird, right? All I can say. And exactly. So, I told him that, the reason why you're not able to evolve is because your environment is not motivating you to actually evolve yourself, right? And that is very important for you, for anybody. I would highly recommend. If you can, keep challenging yourself to be in an environment where, it pushes you to become the next version of yourself. For example, I moved from Delhi, left my parents and everyone like to live 1.5 hours away from them here, so that I'm in an environment where I see like a 15,000 crore person living like right next to my house with like a Lamborghini in my parking yard every day, and Rolls Royce coming every now and then. It pushes me that okay, you need to actually step beyond your boundaries, and when you do that, it pushes you to become the next version and actually hit these goals. But if you're spending your time and with people or in an environment who are not motivating you or pushing you to achieve those bigger goals, unfortunately, it's not going to be good, right?